if everybody started strength training, we would have very, very few cases of diabetes and a lot of other lifestyle dependent diseases. Hello. Welcome to Healthy Systems Podcast. I'm your host, Coach Mo. And today's topic is similar to last week's topic, but it's focused on strength training. I know last week's topic was on nutrition. So today's episode is about how to start strength training if you've never lifted weights before. Okay. So let me say something up front. If you've never lifted weights before, it's not because you're lazy, right? It's because nobody actually taught you how to do it. Because strength training is actually a skill game. You actually have to learn it as opposed to just getting on the treadmill or the elliptical. That stuff is easy. There's no skill required. You just push the button and thing works. Strength training, it requires a little bit more skill set. So that's why this episode is going to help you with that, right? So when you walk into the gym, I know you've seen this, right? There's machines everywhere, dumbbells everywhere, random dudes curling in the mirror, TikTok workouts blasting in your head. But you might be thinking, am I even doing this exercise right? What if I look dumb? What if I get hurt? What if I get bulky, right? So instead, you just go back to the easy treadmill. So let's fix that today because strength training isn't scary. It's actually pretty simple. And it's one of the most powerful things you can do for fat loss, for confidence, for helping you prevent lifestyle diseases like diabetes, and is great for your long-term health, right? So first half of the episode, I'll just talk about why strength training is non-negotiable. And then we'll go into more like tactics, right? So if your goal is weight loss, obviously you know that cardio burns calories, but muscle, it changes your body. So muscle, for example, raises your metabolism. It improves your insulin sensitivity, which helps with diabetes, obviously. It protects your joints, which helps with arthritis, obviously. It makes you look more toned, which helps with your appearance. And then weight, when you lift weights and you build muscle, it's going to help keep the fat off long term. So most women, what they do is when they're trying to lose weight, it's not because they're lazy or unmotivated. It's just because they're under muscled, right? So they diet, they do cardio, they lose weight, then they gain it all back. The reason that happens is because they never actually built muscle. They never built that energy burning engine. So strength training is how we build that engine. And the older you get, the more you need it, right? You know, we coach a lot of moms, and a lot of the time they think strength training is a young person's sport, right? They think young girls are trying to look toned and young guys are just trying to build muscle. But moms should be strength training more than anybody because the older you get, the more muscle you're losing naturally with age. And that is causing you a lot of problems. Versus strength training can help retain muscle. It can help build muscle. And that's going to help you with your joints, with arthritis, as well as insulin sensitivity, with diabetes, etc. So if you're brand new, what I want you to focus on is these 5 patterns when it comes to strength training. So I'm going to walk you through 5 lifts that are actually the foundation of strength training that can really help you. That's it. No more, no less. There's 5. There's squat, which is just going up and down. There's hinge, right? So if you've done hinge exercises, it's kind of like a deadlift. Then you have push, where you're pushing away from your body. Then there's pull, when you're pulling towards your body. And then there's your core. That's your abdominal muscles around your stomach area. So if we break that down, the first movement, like I talked about, was squat. So squats are your legs and your glutes. Those are the muscles that the squat exercise is working on, your legs and your glutes. Your hinge, that's your deadlift pattern. That's working behind the back of your legs, the posterior chain. Then you have the push. That's your chest and shoulders. Then you have the pull, which is your back and keeping your posture good. Then you have your core, which helps you stabilize, gives you stability when you're standing up. You don't need 12 exercises, right? Contrary to popular beliefs, you don't need 90 minutes every time you go to the gym. You don't need to feel destroyed. What you actually just need is a lot less than that, which is 3 days per week, 45 to 60 minutes, 3 to 4 sets per movement, and slowly making progress on each lift, whether going up in weight slightly, whether going up in reps, or whether going up in sets. That's it. The problem is most beginners either do random machines, they copy some influencer circuit workouts, or they go way too hard and quit. And the thing with that is consistency is more important than intensity. Because if you can stay consistent with the plan I just laid out, you'll actually be way more successful. And then you also have a lot of these myths, right? So you have, I don't want to get too bulky. The thing is, you won't. You're not going to sneeze and get jacked. It just doesn't happen that way, right? So building good amount of muscle requires years of progressive overload. High training volume, intentional caloric surplus, like eating more food than normal, high protein intake. Most women struggle to even eat enough protein to maintain muscle. So there's no way you're going to get super jacked, right? So what strength training actually does for you is that it's going to tighten up your arms. So imagine having toned arms. It's going to lift your glutes. It's going to make your glutes stronger, right? You won't need a BBL, right? Like all of those things are just, that they're not needed. And you can, spend $30,000 on them and still not look natural. Versus strength training is going to help give you that natural look, improves waistline, right? So if your waist, you're like, man, Mo, I've lost weight everywhere, but my waist has not gotten smaller. It's because you're not strength training. And then improves your posture. It makes fat loss easier. And then the best thing about muscle is that it doesn't make you bulky. Yeah, right? What makes you bulky is fat. So that's what makes you give you that fat look. So at the end of the day, the fastest way to change your body composition, one word, build muscle. That's 2 words, but 2 words, build muscle. If you build muscle, that's going to help you change your body composition and so much more. The reason most beginners quit after coaching hundreds and hundreds of women is they don't know what good form looks like. They are scared of injury. They are scared of getting sore, right? They don't see immediate results. They don't know how to make progress. Or honestly, they just feel out of place. They go to the gym. They're like, man, I just feel safer in the cardio area, right? So the gym can feel intimidating. And we have another episode around gym intimidation you can look at. But overall, remember, confidence comes from repetitions. So you get in there, the first few days, you'll feel a little abnormal, but then you get used to it. This becomes your new normal. So no one walks in confident. We just become confident after doing it for years, right? So here's what I would do if I was guiding you step by step. Week 1 to 2, I would just focus on teaching you how to do the movements. So the squat, hinge, push, pull, core, we would just focus on actually just doing the movements. Then week 2, we'll start adding some light weights, slow repetitions, more controlled movements. Week 3 to 6, we'll start adding up more weight, track your reps, focus on form. And then after 6 weeks, you won't even recognize how much stronger you feel. And we've done this with hundreds and hundreds of our clients. So strength shows up fast. Aesthetic changes follow after you get stronger. Your family will start noticing, oh, your shoulders are looking good, your arms are looking toned, your stomach is looking good, right? And those compliments start coming after a couple of weeks anyway. And that further reinforces that you're on the right track. So now, the bigger picture, strength training is not just about fat loss. It's about bone density, hormone health, longevity, confidence, energy, aging well, and so much more. So if you don't strength train, don't just strength train and look good this summer. As a matter of fact, if that's your only reason, do it. It's a good start. It'll keep you going. But I want you to be strength training for the future version of you, the version of you that is 10 years older than where you're at now. Because at that point, if you consistently just do strength training, you won't have as much back pain. You won't have joint issues. You don't feel fragile. And then you just age better. Especially if you're a woman, even as a guy, right? You just age differently when you actually do strength training. So bringing it all home, if you've been avoiding lifting because you feel behind, you're not behind. You're just uncoached. Nobody has trained you. Nobody has guided you. You've tried to figure it out. And that's why you keep running back to the cardio machines, because they're just one button push. Just push the button, they require no skill. Versus strength training, there's a skill to it. There's technique to it. There's form to it. There's a lot to learn, right? So most adults have no idea how to exercise properly. And that's not their fault. Like I said, it's a skill. But once you learn it, you never lose it. It's kind of like riding a bike. So if that means you work with a coach or a trainer, you come hire us for 3 to 6 months, by all means do it, because it is something that will pay you return on investment for the rest of your life. Because you don't need motivation. What you actually need is structure. What you actually need is progression. What you actually need is someone correcting the small things so you don't injure yourself, right? So if you've been stuck doing cardio and hoping your body changes, it won't. What you need is muscle. What you need is programming. What you need is daily, if not weekly, accountability. And if you don't know where to start, that's literally what we do. So DM me the word strength training, and we'll build you a simple plan that fits your schedule, the equipment you have at home or at the gym, and then your level of training. If you're new, whether you're intermediate or you're super advanced, we can work with all of it, right? No fluff, no guessing, no random workouts, just structure and result. We've done that for over 2,000 of our clients in the last decade. If you want more info on how to have us directly coach you, just go to our website, twtt.us/client, twtt.us/client. That'll take you to our application page, answer a few questions. Get on a call with me or my head coach. and then we'll walk you through everything on how we work with our clients. Or you can just message me on Instagram or Facebook. It's just Mo Gaius, Moeghis. Just mention that you're a podcast listener, and we'll give you some bonuses too. But overall, until next time, hope you found value in this strength training episode. It's very near and dear to my heart. And I feel like if everybody started strength training, we would have very, very few cases of diabetes and a lot of other lifestyle dependent diseases. So if you want to avoid it, come work with us. We'll guide you. Even if you work together for 3 or 6 months, you'll be set for the rest of your life. So I hope this helps. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Thank you for listening to the Healthy Systems podcast. I really appreciate you for tuning in today. Now, here are 2 ways I can help you for free. One, you can join our free Facebook community by just going to this link, bit.ly/Titan Facebook group. Just type that into your browser and then answer 2 questions, and then we'll let you into our Facebook community where you'll meet other people, as well as we have a lot of free resources in terms of meal plans, workouts, all kinds of stuff in there. Second way I can help you for free is if you follow me on Instagram at Mo Gaius, Moeg as in George, H as in horse, I as in India, A as in apple, S as in Sam. Follow me there and then shoot me a message with the word Healthy Systems, and then I'll be sure to send you a free gift. Other than that, keep listening in, and I really appreciate you.